Welcome to your home for H-1B news, WorkVisas.Solutions, where we code for the American dream so it's still open for yours. Thank you for joining us, and today we're going to be talking about some recent comments from U.S. Deputy Chief MaryKay Carlson, and she is in Delhi. So she is actually a U.S. official in India talking about H-1B and H-4s. Of course, the H-4s are the immediate family of the H-1B beneficiary, which primarily spouse. H-4s will also be dependents, children, and whatnot. When reached for comment, U.S. Deputy Chief Kay said that she does not expect any, let me get the quote on this, have been no big changes to the H-1 program and nothing new on H-4. So let's discuss 4 things about what that may or may not mean during the Trump administration and why we probably can be safe in our belief that what will happen in the future will be like what has happened in the past when it comes to H-1 and H-4s, and the waters may seem rougher than they are because of the man in the White House. And I hope that you'll stick around until the end, because that's when we'll tell you who America's secret sauce is. Spoiler alerts on that one. So once again, U.S. Deputy Chief in Delhi, MaryKay Carlson, said that she expects there have been no big changes in the H-1 or H-4 program. Here's some things to consider. Let's talk about 4 things to consider from my legal and also my political thinking caps. Number 1, what if Trump really doesn't care about the H-1B visa program? And why wouldn't he do that? Well, first off, it's the quality and the character of the people that are in the H-1B program. Out of the H-1Bs, most, over 95%, have at least a bachelor's. 55% have a master's, and like another 7% have a doctorate. And then there's some technical ones. It's very, very few that aren't very educated. Next, they're all legally employed. They are lawful immigrants as opposed to illegal immigrants. Donald Trump probably is more concerned about immigrants that are larger in number and poorer in education, because also how many H-1B visa holders are in America right now? Well, there's not really all that many. There's only about 500,000. So at 500,000, you really aren't looking at that large of a group of people. Do you have any idea how many people without status, that lack legal status in this country, are here? It's like 12 to 13 million. Sometimes they call them illegal immigrants, sometimes they call them undocumented immigrants. The fact of the matter is they're human beings without legal status in America. That's it. Your average human being that lacks legal status that's in America, they tend to not be near as well educated. If they're employed, it's illegally employed. Those are the ones that ICE has been cracking down on way more than the H-1B. And so, turn a colloquial phrase, there are bigger fish to fry than the H-1Bs, and maybe Donald Trump knows that, and so that's why he's focusing on the larger problem, because Donald Trump only has so much political capital. That's the second thing. Donald Trump's not dumb, no matter what you think about him. He's Donald Trump. But at the same time, he knows that he has political capital. And then third, what can you interpret from Donald Trump's build the wall stuff? Well, first off, he's clearly more racist against Mexicans and Indians, but also it's that it has gone nowhere. He said build the wall all the flippin' time when he was trying to get elected. He never said H-1Bs are going out. Okay, he probably did say that, but nowhere near as much as he said build the wall. And has he built the wall? No, he has not. Will he? Absolutely not. Why? Because it will take an appropriation. It will take an appropriation from Congress to give him the money to actually be able to build it. And his crackdown on the H-1Bs would also take an act from Congress. He doesn't have that. It's not going to be happening. This is probably why U.S. Deputy Secretary MaryKay Carlson said that there have been no big changes to the H-1B program. And that comment gets us to fourth, the act of Congress. H-1B, it's in a statute. That's where it got its name. If you go to the Immigration Naturalization Act, I believe 1990 or 1991, I'm not sure, maybe it was passed in 90, became effective in 91, you will see a particular subsection of a statute that says H-1B, and it defines it. That's where it gets its name. If you're going to change it, you can't change it by yourself. It's kind of like Donald Trump can't build the wall by himself because it's going to require congressional action to get the money to then be able to build the wall. Donald Trump can't crack down on the H-1Bs by himself because it's going to take an act of Congress to change the INA and allow for fewer or different H-1B treatment. That's why he's probably given us more RFEs, requests for evidence, than anything else. Because the USCIS is in the administrative control, and that is in the executive branch. He doesn't need an act of Congress. He can slow down and gum up the process, but he can't really change it. We've made it to the end of the analysis as to what U.S. Deputy McKay's comments regarding there being no change in the H-1 or the H-4 program that she foresees, because it takes an act of Congress. Donald Trump might not care too much about the H-1Bs relative to the other undocumented people, the people that lack status in this country, the 12 million of them. President Trump needs to use his political capital to get that. He hasn't been able to build his wall, so he's not going to be able to change the H-1Bs. There you go. Thank you so much for joining us on the first episode of the Work Visas from my new office. Got out of practice, my bad. When you switch jobs and you switch offices and you get off of the repetition that was there, it'll come back. But thanks for sticking around. And if you're enjoying WorkVisas.Solutions, we hope you subscribe, we hope you share, ask us your Work Visas questions in the comments, or go to WorkVisas.Solutions and get in contact with us. That's why we're doing it. Now we'll tell you who's America's secret sauce. You, the H-1Bs that become entrepreneurs and start companies, lead companies, and continue to keep America #1 in technological innovation and entrepreneurship. See you next time.